Audrey Robledo is a sophomore at Las Cruces High School with an interest in reproductive health, but she says it's not an area of knowledge shared with most of her peers.
Last weekend, I was at a party with my friends, and everyone was talking about their body count. A body count is how many people you have slept with. And this guy is telling me he slept with 6 girls. And I was like, yeah, like, you gotta use a condom every time, you better be safe than sorry. And he was like, what's a condom? And like, he's being sarcastic, and he was like, who even uses those anymore? Like, I was like, do you not care about the outcomes? Like,
Robledo says she learned most of what she understands about sexuality and health from a sex education advocate she met outside of school. She says that's how she learned about contraception, safe sex, and sexually transmitted diseases.
it's kind of gross, kind of weird, but honestly, I think those kids are like, all right, I think I'm gonna use a condom, or I think I'm gonna get on birth control or something. In my head, I was like, why don't they teach that at our school? Like, I feel like it's something that should be taught. Just in my class alone, there's 2 pregnant girls.
Robledo says sex education in school ended after the 8th grade, and she says what she learned back then wasn't as comprehensive as it should have been.
They showed us the video about the body, like how girls change, how guys change. Like, I remember they took us into separate rooms, and they gave girls little bags with like with stuff, but what we should be expecting. And then in middle school, we had, I think it was in facts, when they taught a little bit about HIV, STD, but what my teacher really focused on was abstinence, and like, that was about it.
New Mexico does not require public schools to teach sex education, but according to the administrative code, districts must provide instruction on, quote, ways to reduce the risk of getting AIDS, stressing abstinence.
I couldn't even tell you who's a virgin in the school anymore.
It's not just Robledo and her peers who are unconvinced by the effectiveness of abstinence education. Research from the Pennsylvania Graduate School of Education shows teaching abstinence has no effect on the onset of sexual activity among children. 2013 Centers for Disease Control data shows more than 57% of sexually active New Mexico students did not use protection the last time they had sexual intercourse. Meg Long is a project coordinator with the WAVE program, the Wellness Alcohol Violence Education Service at New Mexico State University. She says when students get to her, they're often still misinformed about the basics of sexuality, STDs, and unplanned pregnancy.
There's a lot of misinformation about contraception and abortions. A lot of misinformation. So just educating the students on what their options are, what works, what are side effects they've heard of that are not true. That's a really big thing, even with the older students that I have. They're very surprised when they really find out the facts about contraception and about just STDs and STIs.
As part of a peer initiative, Robledo is working to broaden sex education in Las Cruces public schools. She's doing it through an Advocacy at Work initiative at Las Cruces High School. The project is overseen by New Mexico State University Health Policy Project Coordinator Ruben Marquez.
The insight that they have into the culture and the mindfulness they have about their health and the health of others, and that these students' projects and their work can be noticed by the community, so that we can start recognizing that even though they're still in high school, they still are a vital part of the community that can affect positive change and improve the health of the overall community.
With Marquez's guidance, Robledo is drafting a curriculum outline and a proposal for change. She hopes it can empower and equip the next generation of New Mexico students to have healthy and informed sexual relationships.
I want it to be taught. I want it to be taught right. I want us to be able to have more information about it. My little sister's going to be in high school in 2 years. I don't want her to come in and not know anything, not know that, like, how serious STDs can lead to. And that's what worries me most is, like, I think of my younger sister and I think, like, she's a kid, I'm in high school right now, I'm gonna understand, like, honestly I will. And I want her to be prepared to the best she can, not just some little class they teach about abstinence. I want her to be like, all right, like, I need to use a condom every time if I do it. I need to get on birth control. I need to realize that if I get an STD, I can transfer it to my child if I ever get pregnant. Like, something very serious. Like, And that's what really motivates me.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, New Mexico ranks 12th nationally for reported cases of these STDs, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and HIV. Robledo plans to present her proposal to the Las Cruces School Board early in 2017. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.